Hello, welcome back to Temple of the Holy Beard. I'm Pastor Dave, and if this is your first time tuning in, thank you. We appreciate you and hope you keep watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy this video, and hit the subscribe so that you can keep in tune for more coming down. If you hit your notification bell, turn that to all, then YouTube should tell you as I post new videos. But don't worry, they don't tell you about everything, and I don't post that many, so shouldn't get too annoying. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and there's a lot has been coming to me, but little snippets here, snippets there, so it's kind of chaotic at the moment for information I'm receiving. So this might be another ramble of various miscellaneous things. One of the things that's coming up, I was reminded today, is the Temple of the Holy Beard and the Holy Beard have not only guidance of helping you to improve your self-sufficiency and sustainability, but also rules. Compare that to commandments to a certain degree. It's certain things that, if you're going to come around to be a part of the Temple of the Holy Beard, you need to adhere to these. A lot of what the Beard teaches, you can take it or leave it, adapt it, adapt it to your living situation, make the best of it. Others are pretty much mandatory. And I keep saying in these last few videos, all are welcome in the Temple of the Holy Beard. And that's true, essentially. However, rule number one from the Holy Beard is don't be a jerk, except to those who truly need it. So, all are welcome here, but, it sees all, it hears all, it knows all. So if you are just a natural-born jerk down to your core, you might be putting on a happy face while you're here, but going out in the world and treating everybody else poorly, that doesn't fly. As these videos go on and as these articles go on, and in the future we'll be able to meet in person more. It's going to take a little time to get to that, but we'll be getting there, and a lot of the guidance is going to be, if you are one of those people and you just feel like you need to treat others poorly or be a little bit heavy-handed and things, we'll be providing some advice and guidance and even one-on-one counseling if needed, as we go forward, to help you work through that. But if you're one of those people, that's the way you are, you like it, and you're not going to change, and you're going to do your own thing no matter what, you're not welcome here. We want good people, or people who are genuinely good people that just might need some help. Everybody needs some help here and there. That's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to take personally. It's normal. And that's why we're here, is to, help you, help the community, to make the universe a better place. It's not just about you. It's not just about your family. Expand out from there. It's about supporting the good souls everywhere they happen to be. Doesn't matter what body they're in. It doesn't matter their financial situation. It doesn't matter their location or their background or their history. I don't care if you've had a rough past. I don't care if you've gotten in trouble. We don't care. What we care about is who you are deep down in your core and who you want to be in the future. If you're a good person and you want to be a jerk in the future, sure, you can learn how to live here through these videos and through the temple, but we're probably not going to invite you to socialize a whole lot because we don't want to be around that. Personality is contagious, so if you surround yourself with people who are undesirable, who you don't want to be like it or not, it's going to imprint on you and you're going to become that. So one thing you can do if you don't want to be in that situation is finding people to socialize with, or focus more on yourself. It's not selfish to think about your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. If those kind of people want you to spend time with them, they invite you out, and you don't feel as though it's right, there's nothing wrong with turning them down. Even if you need to make up some sort of a white lie. I'm not feeling good is not a bad thing. Even that could be, like I said, spiritual, physical, emotional. I'm not feeling good is a pretty general term. So look at yourself, introspect, look at how you're living your life, look at the people you're spending time with. I'm sure you're a good person. I like to think that the vast majority of people are genuinely good people. Sometimes good people get mixed up with bad routines. Maybe a group of good people end up getting into some bad things just because that's what they know. But if you take the time to introspect, look and see, find yourself, find who you are, find what you like, and do what you feel is best. And if you don't feel that the way you're living is right or best for yourself, for society, for your family, then find another way. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. I'll be posting my contact information at some point once I get an email that I'll start watching. In the meantime, you can post in the comments, and I'll find a way to get a hold of you, and we'll go from there. If you know me already, call me, text me. Text works best. At least text so we can coordinate when to talk, because I'm hard to get a hold of sometimes. Anyway, rambling again. So rule number 1 from the Holy Beard is don't be a jerk, except to those who truly need it. And if somebody's being a jerk to you, sometimes firing back is the only way to burst their bubble and hurt their feelings a little bit and straighten them out. Some people, there's nothing you can do about it. So firing back at them might be the only way that you can get a moment of respect, and then move on with your life. Clear your head and go on. Don't stay in that mindset. We understand that, but just if you're genuinely a jerk, generally a bad person, we don't want you here no matter what fake face you put on. And other religious organizations, I know they don't care. You come in and you smile and you're happy and you say the words that they want you to say, then all's good. It's not like that here. This is a different kind of place. We encourage you to be the best that you can be. We encourage you to improve yourself. And that's exactly what it is. We don't encourage you to improve yourself going down the bad hole. Move in a good direction to support yourself and your family. Along those lines, another snippet coming to me is there's a lot of weird things going on in the world. There's a lot of changes going on. As President Brandon posted at one point, it's an amazing transition, I think were the words he used. And it may not be quite what he thinks, but there's a lot going on, a lot of transitions going on, and you need to prepare yourself for it. Prepare for whatever various scenarios you see coming, but from what I'm seeing coming, it's going to be a lot of dark days before we get a lot of good days. So prepare for the worst. You can weather through, push through, come out the other end. People who refuse or their head's in the sand, they're going to be hurting. Do what you can to pull yourself out of it. Get your head out of the sand if it is. Take the blinders off. Start looking in widescreen and see what's going on. Not only in your community, not just where you're standing, but in the world. Because what's happening in another part of the world will impact us one way or another. We're not a closed society anymore. On that note, here in the U.S., there have been some recent legal changes that have happened recently that are going to have a major impact. You got to wait and see how they're coming, but I think a lot of them are going to be, may not be for the better, as they say. So again, keep an eye on things that are going on. I'm going to keep you informed what I can. Unfortunately, this platform, if I say too many keywords, they're going to censor me. So I might be talking in code at some point. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'll say what I can say. If I say too much they don't like, they're going to slow it down. Not many people are going to see the videos. Depending on what it is I say that they don't like, they'll, block me from being able to post for a while. They'll, completely shut me down. Granted, we think we're in a free country, but there's a lot of censorship going on, so I have to watch what I'm saying. So, like I said, I'll tell you what I can tell you, but I still encourage you to watch the news also, make your own decisions, see what's going on. Like I said, there were a couple really big things passed in the U.S. and also in Canada and a couple other countries recently. Worldwide, there are some countries that seem to be turning a corner for the better, making good improvements for their people. There are other countries in the world that are making turns for the worse. And in the middle, the countries on the right and the countries on the left are squaring off. We've got a big separation going on in the world right now, and there's some changes that could be coming down the pipe. So it's things that we need to watch out for, things that that we need to be ready for, and if it turns into a major disruption, remember, food, water, shelter, those are the most important things. Protect yourself, prepare yourself, and learn. Don't rely on anything. Be self-sufficient, self-sustained. Try to bring in your family members. If you've got family members that have, they might benefit from having a garden or just learning to do more things for themselves. If they have that capability, try to teach them. Like I said in another video, you might need to phrase it just right. Of, hey, could you come over and give me a hand with? Imply that you need help. Maybe you don't need help. You can do it by yourself just fine. But that gives you an opportunity to socialize with them. That gives you an opportunity to expose them to whatever it is you're doing, teach them something, and open up that door. Because, concerned about where things may be going in the next couple months to a year. There's a lot of powers that are squaring off, and the people who should be trying to make peace are adding gasoline to the fire, from what I'm seeing. And so I think that we're getting very close to an amazing transition. And so we don't know how it's going to end, and we won't know how it's going to end. But, in previous years, in recent years, many countries were separate. They were individual entities. And so when you had a lot of countries that were clicked up, they were their own gang, and they were controlling how the world runs, it's going to run that way. But in recent time, the countries on the other side have been talking and making friends, and they're starting to gang up too, which is the mixins for something big. So, work on preparing yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as well as, like I said, food, water, shelter. Get to thinking about those things. Look at what you have. Are you able to make do without power? Because the power grid's strained, where we, quote unquote, are adding more and more to it. It's struggling. There's no telling how long we're going to be able to keep up at the pace that we're keeping up. That in mind, again, if the fire takes off, if it starts burning and turns into a massive forest fire like it might be, there's no telling what services we're used to having right now that we won't have. Learn a little bit of medical. First aid, basic first aid is a given. You should already know, how to stop the bleeding. If you get a cut, I'm sure you know how to clean it. I'm sure you know how to put a Band-Aid on it. But what if there's something a little bit more? start reading into how to judge if somebody's breathing's right. We're seeing around the U.S. and Canada and most European countries right now, medicals, breaking down. Pharmaceuticals are in very short supply. They're trying to pick up the pace on that, but at the same time, the energy, said natural gas and electricity are very short supply. So these factories are struggling to be able to keep their lights on. So how's that going to work when they're trying to make your medications and they can't turn on the assembly line? So look at alternatives, other ways that you could do things. Teach yourself, learn yourself. I'll post what I can, different videos over time, but I can't put out everything that I want to put out immediately. It's going to take time. So you need to help yourself. Do the research. If something comes to mind, look it up. Yeah, so again, lots of little things that are going on right now, a lot of things to be watching, and there's an amazing transition going on, multiple different facets, and we don't know how it's going to end. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself, your family, be as self-sufficient as possible, rely on your local community rather than things that are being shipped from all over the world. Don't expect somebody to come in and save you. Don't expect for things to maintain exactly the way they are. Don't expect to get government handouts if you lose your job. Don't expect to have a job. Prepare for the worst. At a minimum, I've said before, if you've got nothing right now, strive for 1 month to be able to do without that. And when I say that, I mean each individual thing for 1 month. Once you get there, stretch it to 3 months. With the ultimate goal of being at least a year. So if you have the ability to grow a garden and produce food to sustain you for a year plus, that's great. Shoot for a year and a half. Because that year and a half gives you enough buffer that should get you to next harvest. And at the same time, if you have extra, you can give it out to other family members or community members that need it. We said don't hand out to somebody who you think is just going to come back and try to rob you. Hand out to people who truly need it. And you don't need to get anything in return, but if they're willing to come over and help you, all the better. That's a way to earn it. At the same time, you teach them to do for themselves. You can't support everybody, and don't plan to support everybody. And I just mean everybody. I don't mean like just the community, but I also mean you can't support your entire extended family. So you kind of need to make choices. You could help them out for a short period of time if you're able to, but at some sort of point they need to be able to get off their duff and do it themselves. And if they're not willing to do that, sorry, I don't have anything left. I'm in the same situation as you are. And, it is what it is. So, again, I'm rambling. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've gotten something from it. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm going to keep getting together news as I see it. I'm going to be passing it to you. I'm going to create more videos. I'm going to have some DIY stuff coming up as I'm doing different projects. I'll record it. And again, as I see good videos that are along these lines, I'll share them to the page. So look for those. I've already got a number of them out there that I think you'll enjoy. So if I'm not posting something and you want to see something, post some of those other videos that I've got out there. There's a lot of good information. Maybe some of those channels are others that you want to follow. There's some really good people out there that are making some really good videos. But I hope that you continue coming here and watching these videos as I try to grow this page. I'm only a few in right now, but I'm trying to get there. And so I'm trying to keep up on these one-a-days. hopefully every day. I might be taking weekends off. But I'll get 2 a day as I get more information and time. And so we'll see how this goes. Planning to do 1 of news, 1 of sermon per day as it goes. But again, it's going to come down to me having the time and also, the information readily available that I can pass. But I'm working on it, so stay tuned. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit your notifications, set that to all. I don't know how well that works, but it doesn't hurt to try. And again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. All good people are welcome. And again, as always, I'm Pastor Dave from the Temple of Holy Beer. Thanks for watching.